meeting, right?
Correct.
Now, if somebody shows up, then we can vote on stuff.
All right.
Yes, we'll just say the time for the call to order.
It's 7:10.
7:10.
Okay, call the meeting to order. Public Safety Committee, June 25th, 7:10 PM. I'm going to call the roll. Nancy Rogers present, Johnny Torres,
Not here.
Rick Pena,
Here,
Luis Lopez,
Not here.
Omar Gonzalez,
Not here.
Darwin Villavicencio.
here.
Luis Lopez, wait, why is he twice? Okay, and Carlos Andres, new member,
Not here.
is not here. And Officer Amador is here. Do we have a report from the fire department?
I don't have
I
any.
didn't think so, it's 2 months ago, with that. All right,
Call Chief Mark, so I saved Chief Mark, so it's on the record that he's not here. Because you stopped that Officer Amador.
oh, Mark Chavez, Chambers,
Okay.
okay, fire department rep.
Not here.
It's absent. And let the record show that we have a guest. And we're going to move
So we
order of
can,
business.
I'm sorry, through the chair, we cannot make any changes because that requires a motion. And there is no quorum. You cannot make any motions. I mean, I think you're gonna get through the items pretty quickly. There's not.
Yeah, just, we can't adopt the minutes.
Can't move the order, you can't.
It was to
adopt
move
minutes.
you. If it's, well,
Okay.
public comments is up
Put it in
anyways.
public. I'm sorry?
Public comments is up next anyways.
We can't adopt the minutes, so.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do item 4, public comments, introducing.
Well, fine.
Fine.
Do you want here?
No, I've got, my notes, so yeah, I'm good. Okay, item 5, public comments.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm gonna make public comment. I'm William Perez. I'm the chair of the Veterans Committee, and the reason why I'm here, and I think I mentioned this last time, and I know I mentioned it a few times, is we do the 9/11 ceremony. And the 9/11 ceremony is really first responders. There actually is, we don't even refer to anybody in the military when we do the first responder. Like what we did last time was we read the biography. I had first responders read the biographies of those police officers and firefighters that, perished in the 9/11, the World Trade Center. There was no military folks to be read. And so we've been wanting to hand this ceremony off to the Public Safety Committee because you guys are all about the first responders. Of course, we are willing to transfer our entire line item budget to support this. All right. We're not going to hold on to any money that we don't raise. And you can take the line item from our budget to that. The second thing that we're willing to do is support you guys on setting it up. We're trying to make it simpler and more focused on first responders. We used to set up all those flags in the field and stuff like that. That actually was very time consuming, very costly. And, what we want to do is actually have the ceremony on September 11th, whatever day that falls, in the morning, and probably in front of Town Hall right here, with the idea being that the first responders show up and then we provide them with breakfast, as an appreciation. Something simple, something more intimate, something where we can spend a time talking, and make it more solemn, because fortunately, not too many folks show up in the 9/11 second one. I think if we did it inside in the chambers in the morning, it may have more people because I think part of it is the heat and the weather issue. So that may be something we look at as well. But anyway, so what I'm here for is to ask these guys that whenever you can, to add to your business and vote on, taking the 9/11 ceremony from us. We, of course, already voted on that, and we proposed that at the last, chair's quarterly meeting. So we had, in the order of business, taking over 9/11. And we will help you guys out for this first 2 or 3 or as many as you need. Until you guys are ready to do the full handoff, I think also, and I think Nancy was gonna bring this up, but she can't in these minutes, but I'll mention it. We also have the Veterans Day Parade. And if your committee wishes to march in the parade, please do, just let Isle and everybody know that you guys are gonna be marching in your shorts or whatever. What if you're gonna pass off flags, whatever you're gonna do, if you wanna do that, please do, in the parade. We have a lot of different participants, we have veterans, we have. Last year, we had some mascots,
Yes, we had like the sports teams.
we had sports team mascots, and we had the Panther from the.
We did.
Oh, wow, now you're feeling pretty bright, aren't you? We paid them good
That
money.
was me.
That was her idea, and we're like, what, okay, fine, and now it's a big deal.
Well, we'll see how good she is if she can get them this year. Now he's big time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, now he's big, he charged a lot of money last time. But anyway, and of course, we have the Star Wars folks, and we have all these high school students, and we have Boy Scouts, and we have everybody, so.
One of my favorite events, actually, Jeeps.
Yeah, and the Jeeps and all that stuff, if you guys, wanna be in it.
The old police car.
Yeah, we'll have tactical vehicles.
You refer to
The veterans.
Veterans Parade there, yes, so, you're welcome to march in it, we can, just let us know and, we'll see, maybe we can get an extra Jeep, just smells. Or you
Bill,
call it.
if I may butt in and bring you up to date, that's on
The agenda.
our agenda. Primarily because, there's 2 ways for me personally to go with this. I'm only allowed on 2 committees. But as far as the vets are concerned, as Gary would tell you, Gary being the previous chairman, that I volunteered. This time I'm thinking if we decide to be a part of the parade, we'll do that, but if not, I'm letting him know that I am available to, once again, I do the sign-in
Right,
for the people, or whatever, wherever you want to put me. So, one way or another, I know I'm involved. So we'll vote on that as soon as we're able to and get back to you and.
okay, let me know, and also please, add, once you have able to add about 9/11 ceremony. But that's fine.
Through the chair, I think that's what she was mentioning. This is, it is part of their agenda. Item 8A is 9/11, yes.
Yeah,
And I do have, small update for you guys, so I'll wait till we get to that agenda item to share.
That's all I have, thank you.
okay, you're welcome to stay. We're not throwing you out.
No, I'm gonna stay, you guys can't.
But you'll have
So
to
it won't be
wait.
very long.
No, quick. We were told to make our meetings quick, so people stay home.
We're going to 6.
All right, hold on. Police Department report from Officer Amador.
Good afternoon, everyone. Will be providing the, sir,
Good afternoon.
targeted crimes stats comparisons from last year and this year. So last year, we had 4 homicides. Thank God we haven't had any this year. We're at 0. For robberies, we had 1, and unfortunately, we're at 3. We're 2 up over.
Robberies.
Robberies,
Ah,
yes. And
okay.
robberies are to a person,
Right,
and they're, unfortunately, it's not
no
nice.
worry.
We are 1. That's not a robbery.
Person.
Yeah, it's person. Auto thefts, we were at 36, we're up to 41, so we did go up 5 so far. For commercial burglaries, we were at 5, we're down to 2, so we're under. And for residential burglaries, we're at 6, we're at 4. So we're down on everything else. The only thing that we're high on is the auto thefts we're not doing. But this was gonna happen regardless because we were so low with COVID and it's slowly creeping up back to the numbers that usually they are.
People got desperate.
Yeah, during COVID, it was like basically zero,
Stand up first.
you know, it was. And then what we had were internal, company issues that they had, and all of a sudden they
Your
lost
numbers are so
cars.
low, so if one increases by 1, that's a 25%, 30% increase, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? When your totals are 3, you know, you see an increase of 75%, because I looked in front of it.
Yeah,
I'm like, you know, when your numbers are that low,
right. And it
and
happens
one or
with the
two
homicides.
more doubles or triples it,
Yeah,
is significant. So. Sometimes I think it should be a per capita.
yeah, because even the homicides for last year, it includes the family.
Yeah.
That it just happened to be in the town, but it wasn't a location that it just, they got off the car there. They could have got off the car anywhere else. Block.
Yeah.
Fire department.
You know, you didn't get one last month either, then.
No, we didn't.
You didn't.
No.
No, I'm saying you didn't.
Oh,
I know you didn't. So now they're just totally not participating. Is there anything we can do to kind of, tap them on the shoulder and?
I think from my understanding, I would guess it's a volunteer position, and I'm sure they have important things to work on, so I don't know what I'm supposed to call this.
You know what? He didn't pull those, I'm gonna say it, I told you, look out. He didn't pull those statistics out of a hat. They keep those statistics, so does the fire department keep their statistics. They're gonna be printed out from one group to whoever they have to report to. Well, we want us a copy, if they can't make it, I understand.
Yeah.
Especially because they're on shifts and who can make it, and this is dinner time, and they got calls, I get it. But I think I would not sit still and be quiet until we at least made a request.
And that,
Then if we get ignored, okay, fine, we're ignored.
and that could be as
That's
simple
it.
as a secretary, that could just send it over. You know?
There's a lot of things. One computer to the other, but I think I'd like to have us, whoever you recommend, I'll do it. I'm not gonna be nice about it, but, you know, ask if we can at least get the report. If we can't get the report and they're out, I get it. And, that'll be one less award. Told you,
Can I ask a question?
sure.
What does the report consist of? Does it have to be obviously like a chief position? Because, I mean, I could get that.
I was never briefed on what the report is, this is
Like,
something that,
like-
yeah, so I don't know.
It's just.
I don't have-
Service calls in the
Service
town.
calls.
Yeah, response
All that
times,
for the
that's-
one. Probably just a push a button and get a printout.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's
They
not
gotta
that-
report to
Well,
somebody.
my question is that something that I could get you? I mean, I could get it,
Oh,
but
then,
is it allowed that a member gets?
Again, I wasn't briefed on like, this is a specific thing they even have to give us.
Right.
So I don't
Okay.
know.
I don't see why.
Just
No,
a
the reason I
report,
asked is
you know.
because technically, obviously, even though, yes, I work for the fire department, but I'm not a fire department, like, you know, I'm not unlike Officer Amador, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So is it a conflict?
Would
Is-
you, I guess just to get
You see where I'm
to
going?
that point, would you be able to maybe have a conversation with
I can ask him, yeah,
with
she-
him
yeah.
and see what he says?
Mhm.
I think that gets the point across of we'd really want it from him, and if not, can you help him with that?
Okay.
And that's it, that's all it's up.
But yeah, that's a click.
Well, as long as.
And it's
like you
based
said,
on
it's
last,
not a-
let's say, I'm just,
Well, he always brings it when he comes, he just doesn't, like, if he doesn't attend, then
right. my
sometimes
question-
he sends it in, so I
Okay.
don't know if it's a requirement in that
So
position.
my question to you, let's say next month's meeting,
Mhm.
basically assuming everything that he would have been here, it would have consisted of the service calls for the month of what, June? That's what I mean. That's kind of what is it? That's pretty much it, right? In the town Miami Lakes.
I don't think he does a year to date, I think it's just current,
I don't,
I think it's the call.
We
not
have to go
specific
back.
calls.
we'd have to go back to emails, I don't.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you can always call me, let me know. What's that one?
I'll look it up and I'll send you the latest he sent me, so you have an idea.
Okay, thank you.
You know,
That settles
even,
that.
even if, let's say that somebody decides that this committee member, there's a conflict of some
Right,
sort.
that's my
If
only
there's a
issue.
conflict, then perhaps the next option would be, and not mandatory, would be to contact the county and ask for, they're making that report, not for us, they're making that report because it's gotta go to
Right,
Dade
yeah,
County.
yeah, exactly,
So
right.
you're having to make that report anyway.
Regardless.
All we're asking for is send it in an email to us. If you can't do that, you can't do that, but it's not
I just sent you
it's
the,
not
so you have an idea.
a problem to ask the question. That's what I'm getting at. Okay,
Hold on, or you just might wanna say, so you're not like in the middle, is there any way the secretary or whoever's in charge could send a report? That way you're like,
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't keep coming up, all that
That's the
stuff.
problem.
If anything, I mean, it would probably help them out.
yeah, it's one that
Yeah,
he's
no,
gotta
coming
go
here.
about. Yeah, cause they're probably dealing with that thing on 36th Street, one of the things of many I'm sure he deals with.
Oh, can we talk about, are we allowed to talk about this? We have no quorum?
You can talk about it, you just can't make any motions or votes.
So I did finally, for whatever
Seven,
reason.
eight, just so we're on
Yes.
the, okay.
Okay, are we there? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't hear where you.
he's moving up to
7A.
the next item,
To
seven,
7A,
eight.
okay, that's what I thought.
So Nancy, because the number, I know you called me and this is a number that I have from her. I emailed her, I haven't gotten anything yet, but that's the number that I have, that she gave me. So. No, it's her handwriting.
All right, I'll get back to you on this, okay,
Please.
let's keep the meeting going, and, I will give you an answer
Okay.
before we leave this.
Perfect.
room.
I will mention, because I have it in my notes at the last we talked, there was going to be a conversation with the fire up to see if they wanted to give feedback on maybe what she was proposing, which was doing a photo montage and printing a vinyl on wrapping, right?
Correct, that's where we're at, yeah.
So do
And
we
it's
know
actually-
anything from the fire ups
So,
yet?
no, it's actually unfortunately what was happening is that, remember, we have a bid system. So the station captain's still there,
Okay,
but obviously, station captain's responsible for the station. So typically, he's gonna check with the crew and it's basically,
Yeah.
there was a lot of people that bid out, so now there's new members.
oh,
So that's where we're at with that, hey, and it should not be an issue, but I guess just out of courtesy and respect for the other, the station captain wants to include the new people, so that's where we're at with that.
so we are waiting for their.
Yes,
feedback.
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
I thought I had her email.
I have her email if you want.
You do? Okay, then, her
Can you
phone
send
number
it
is
to me,
good,
please? Is it? Okay, please.
but
send it.
now I'm gonna give this to Kyle
I don't need
to
it.
see, yeah, but then we can give the paper back to him and tell him that it's. what
I'm
you
gonna
got.
forward it. No, I'm gonna forward it to you, the one I have.
Thank you,
Okay, fine.
That, because she's responded to this one, so it
Okay.
should be.
thank you, Al.
Okay, now where are we?
7B.
Okay, Police and Fire Appreciation Month proclamation. Okay, we got the proclamation. And I left it here.
No, this is for police and fire appreciation. That hasn't.
He said 7B.
Yeah, it's
But this, I'm
appreciation.
confused. I think there's things that are, B and C seem to be the same. Maybe I'm interpreting it wrong.
Oh, no, C is what I was just talking about. I
Then we skipped
So
over
it's
seven.
listed
skipped over
twice.
7B.
So it is the same.
No, it's listed twice in 7B.
So it is the same.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if it's gonna be discussed as a separate issue or not.
No, they're two separate things. B and C, 7B and C are two different.
Okay,
things.
so.
Okay, so what is 7B?
7B is, and we already voted on this, and we're all excited and we were gonna do it. And then I realized,
But what is the item? Because you said we already received the proclamation and I think I'm understanding it as what you're supposed to.
all right, let's
doing.
do 7C first, so we'll get that
No,
out.
no, 7B is what's next. So that's what I'm at. You mentioned the proclamation was already
7B
done.
and 7C are two different things.
Correct. So I'm asking you, what is 7B about?
7B is about the proclamation and the food distribution and all that other stuff.
But, okay, so my
Okay,
question,
you're asking about proclamation.
my question is, no. Here's my question. There was something you guys already did for national law enforcement, like 2 months ago. And there is a future thing you guys are going to do, which is the appreciation breakfast, which is now changed. Which one are you talking about from those two?
7B, we're gonna talk about just the food and the food distribution.
So for the future event, the future one, the one that hasn't happened yet.
Right,
Okay, you
that's the
said,
one where we decided that,
okay, so we're talking about
somebody was gonna make packages and deliver them and all this other stuff.
I
We
got
haven't done that
confused
one.
because you told me we already received proclamation and that hasn't happened yet. You just said
I'm
I
talking,
received the
I'm
proclamation.
talking about the proclamation thing like that over there.
So those are two separate things.
Yes, that's 7C.
Okay, so take out a proclamation off of 7B then, right? If it's gonna be discussed on 7C.
Yeah, if you wanna,
Okay. No, it's just listed twice. It's just.
It just says it twice.
But she says they're different.
no.
This will be spoken about here.
The stuff in
Whatever
B.
it is.
The stuff in B and the stuff in C are two different things.
Okay.
And he's right, proclamation written in B should not be there. That's what
Just-
the confusion
just
is, I
about-
apologize.
I think this.
Crazy at the library. All right, so 7B, Police and Fire Appreciation Month, the date, the food distribution and all that business. We still need to decide and get information regarding the plaques and the recipients of Police and Fire Person of the Year. Right? You're looking at me.
I think that just has to go to the major and to nominate.
Yeah,
the
so you
people.
guys.
Okay, and then how do we give that? We're gonna do it at town hall, my understanding
hall
was.
is-
we're gonna
You guys
do it-
already confirmed that you were gonna do,
Yeah.
so we're talking about the future.
Right.
So you guys already discussed that you're no longer doing the weekend breakfast.
Yes.
You're gonna be delivering meals to fire, you're gonna be
Yes.
delivering meals to police. You guys requested to bring out quote of Casavana to
Yes.
this meeting so you could review and hopefully vote and approve it. And you guys had requested that I reach out to the fire rep, police rep, and ask them to send in those nominations.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Where are we on all that? Did we get it? Did we get anything
So,
from them yet?
We were
Or-
supposed to, you were gonna bring a quote today for Castellana, that was the food part of it. And then in terms
Was I supposed to get that? Oh, sorry, I didn't.
of, okay,
I didn't.
so then we
I
don't
will-
have.
I
May,
will-
may I make a suggestion?
Oh, we can't even vote on it
No,
anyway.
but just,
so-
if we can talk about it.
Oh, you can talk about it, yeah.
Nancy, in the past, when I was working operations, listen, we would bring a big, Publix of Subway, whatever, little subs or chicken wings, whatever. I mean, we can keep it simple. We don't, I don't know, Catherine seems a little bit too, it's gonna be more.
Well, so here's, because I think we're just gonna go back and forth on something we've already kind of
Agreed.
discussed. Well, I don't know if you guys agreed on it. I know you discussed and it was general agreement, but the idea was that, so this is what was talked about last meeting and yet they kind of all agreed on Castellana. So that's why we were gonna bring the quote to this meeting.
Have a good night.
So again, the idea of the quotes is so you guys have to decide, you're not married to one restaurant. Everybody can have different opinions. I would suggest if that's what you suggest, maybe bring a quote or just like an estimate of what you think that's gonna cost. Bring it to the next meeting. So like that when Nancy brings the Castellana one, you guys decide, hey, this is what I think is better.
The only issue we had guesstimated 55 officers and the fire was to be determined. We don't have bodies.
I
We
can,
don't know how
that,
much.
that I can tell you, here's the key with the fire department.
Shifts.
Do we wanna do just one shift or, cause we just, through where my other hat with the police department, we actually did something similar. We went through all 3 shifts.
I think that would be appropriate.
So that would and again, we're going back to
If
cost
you're doing dinner at
effectiveness.
one shift and you're doing breakfast at another, it gets.
And you do lunch the other, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I think we need to cover all
You
3
guys-
So
shifts.
now you've got a company or 3 different restaurants, and we didn't discuss all that.
No, you guys did discuss this last meeting.
We
The
could just,
discussion was, discussion, right, because there was no vote. The discussion last meeting was that they would do one meal, one delivery to fire, and they would pretty much reheat. the food.
yes,
Yes.
So only one
Only
ship was
one.
getting the fresh. food. but that they would order enough for all
For
of them.
all three.
And that was
You
the,
better be on that shift.
and that
when
was a
it's delivered.
discussion for police too.
Because we want everybody to
However,
get
if
something.
you are proposing to do 3, I'm not telling you can or can't, I would say bring that estimate of what do you think it's gonna cost, because maybe seeing the cost, they change their mind, they're like, oh, no, maybe it isn't that bad, I don't know.
And we would do both stations, station 1 and station
Yes,
64.
it would be 3 deliveries, one to police and 2 different fire
And
stations.
it's all on September 13 at 12:30.
So right there, that's, I can tell you right now, 17 people.
17
8
covers
and
everybody,
7, yeah, 8 and 7, I'm not a math major.
25.
Can
8
you,
and 7.
can you have
Which
me?
is
Oh, wait,
one
7:15, I'm sorry.
So you wanna
It's
tell
one
me the
shift.
number for I guess, the one station and then the
Station 1 is 7 people
station?
per shift.
And we're gonna do 3,
And it's 3 shifts,
so it's 21
20.
so
21.
for
21,
station 1.
Yes.
okay, and station,
64, it is 8 people,
so 24.
20.
Okay, and I think,
Assuming we do 3 shifts.
yes, we should,
Perfect.
because it's not
No,
fair
I
that
agree.
one
That's
shift
what
gets
They,
it.
they were around that number, you guys were guessing
Right.
50,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
so you were close, okay.
So then give
You
Nancy
guys
the
need
total
me today.
figure, because I know she give her the total figure, so she only
You
has
always needed
55
it.
tops. She didn't have the
So
fire
those are your
figure.
3 numbers, 21, 24,
Oh, just
and-
take-
well, no, you got it.
Oh, that's what I was.
Station 1 is 21 people,
Feel safe
and
on having
station
that.
64 is 8 people times 3 is 24.
Yeah.
And what did we say?
Police.
Police.
55.
Police was it 50 or 55?
We have 55.
55,
55 to.
those are your 3 orders.
Just remember the big numbers, Nancy, don't worry about the
Yeah,
individuals
because
per
I
station.
feel like that would get.
55, whatever the, 55 and whatever the other 2 numbers
Share
are.
out the other 2.
Now, the only question I have is, it's all going to be delivered at one time.
Yes,
So 3 deliveries.
yes.
Correct.
Right? And it'll be up to the people getting the meals when they heat it, and when they eat
Yes,
it.
when they come
Oh, yeah,
in, or they
yeah,
save it for
that's-
dinner,
yeah,
whatever the
that's
case
that, yeah.
is, yeah.
Mhm.
That's the
But
easiest
it's
one
only,
to do.
like I said, they're not delivering
No,
three different shifts.
Just 3
One-
stops, yeah,
Right, okay.
Because
All right.
it'll be chaos.
And I will tell you that I feel like this event is watered down. I'm not really crazy about it, so I would hope that in the future,
Bill
we
Rockets.
can, let's see how this works.
Mhm.
And if it's great and everybody likes it, because we did this purposely to accommodate the families that are not wanting to come on the weekends all the
Well,
time.
I know, I think,
Or
I'm
on
gonna
a
brought up
different
the
shift.
point where it's hard on weekends, not everybody, can allocate their mornings for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Family,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna reach more people by doing this.
That was the reason why we were planning on that.
And we can always revisit
And
if
what
it
was the
doesn't
date
work.
again? I started to write it.
Like 13th.
I'm sorry, the date.
September 13th.
Friday,
September.
September 13th. So that's
Friday
for,
the 13th.
yeah. So that's for police and fire appreciation. So the reason I was confused is because you put proclamation. The other part of the proclamation that hasn't happened, that would be in September as well, and the idea was that we were gonna ask council to honor it in the special presentations part of the meeting.
The recipients for the,
Yeah, the police and the fire.
So that's
honor it.
7C.
No, no, we're still on the same event, 7B.
7B. Oh, police
We're
and
talking
fire.
about Police and Fire Appreciation Month.
Okay,
The proclamation will be in September as well, part of the September council meeting. Right, that's what we discussed.
yes, yes.
oh, where I lost all this.
And then based on the names, we would order the plaques.
Correct.
So we would need those names in August, hopefully.
Yeah, I gave them a deadline of August 1st,
Yes, that's awesome.
and they've already had this sitting in their inbox for a month. So I think they should be fine.
Anything else on that?
Well,
And the meals are gonna be delivered on the 13th. Okay. All right, so now we are at 7C. We received a proclamation like similar to that over there. I don't know if you all got to see it.
Okay.
And I left it here where we got it. And somebody told me that that would be taken care of. Do you know where that proclamation is?
We have it, the police.
You have it at the.
Yeah,
police
we have
station?
it.
Didn't it have an error or something? Wasn't
Well,
that?
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
that's a
gonna
bit of an
We're
error.
looking into it, but we already have a location to put it in.
So, all right, so you have. it.
Yeah, we have it.
I'll bring that up. Okay, so it's at the station.
That's.
All right, coins quote. In a minute, that is. The lady was supposed to give me the information. The size of the coin is, something we discussed today, and she was gonna send me the pictures of this and that. We decided on this, no spinner. We knew we wanted one coin with police and fire. The only thing she wasn't able to do was get me a quote yet.
You talked to Johnny too? Cause Johnny, I know was gonna do some of that.
You didn't tell me anything.
So, if I
Oh, that's
may.
good, because then we got two
No,
quotes.
yeah, that's,
Yeah.
we shouldn't just go based
I
off of
hope
person. So the new member wanted me to let you guys know, that he's willing to work on this. If you guys haven't been able to make any progress, however, he just needs a picture.
Work on what? Coins?
Yes, to bring the
Quotes.
the quote.
Well, I asked the lady to send me a picture. And I purposely said the badge similar to like, when you're not wearing one, you've got a patch, right?
Mhm.
But the old fashioned, it's that shape, and she sent me something that looked like it came out of the Wild Wild West. So I think she might have misunderstood me, so I. have
No,
to
but I
go
guess
back
the
to her.
picture I would need is the inspiration one that you had brought back, I think, like ending of last year, beginning of this year, that you had on your phone and you passed it around. That's the picture I'm asking you for, so I can share it with him, because he didn't see it since he's new.
All right, I'll look and see if it's on my phone. Hopefully it still is. But I'm still working on it, is what I'm saying, is
Right.
because the
Do you
information
want
I
him-
asked for.
Okay, that's fine.
Horrible.
It helps to have more than one, so not a bad thing.
Yeah, let's see what
So
Johnny,
you'll bring one, Johnny will bring one, Carlos would like to help in this, but I need the picture, otherwise I can't guide him. Unless you guys want to give me a small description and I'm happy to send it to him.
Well,
I say wait till the quotes come back from Johnny and Nancy.
yeah,
And
but I'd rather.
see,
the
he might not even
people-
have to get involved if they're good quotes.
I would
Still be
rather
fine.
that the quotes. Who's ever, let's say. Person A and person B, right? That they understand what those coins are supposed to look like. The lady that I spoke to today. I told her what I wanted and it came back wrong. I don't want to see the same thing happen with. Person A and B, and now we're standing here and everything's still wrong. So I would like to. As the chair. Explain to anybody getting quotes. That we want to see one side fire, which would be like maybe a police helmet, fireman's helmet on one side. And then on the other side, the police badge.
I thought that we
And the
had,
shape of the badge that Metro Dade, and I still call it Metro Dade, uses today.
I thought we were doing something different. I thought we were doing like a flag with the two lines. One blue, one red.
I saw
That's
that
what we had
one,
spoken about before.
I saw that, yeah, but I didn't, I don't know if anybody, if you go on your phone, that's what you're gonna see, they're kind of drab. But, and if we wanna go back to that, we
No,
still
as long
can.
as you and Johnny
But
are
I
on
like
the
to-
same page and
I'd
getting the
like to
same
be-
quotes.
It's kind of. It's
I
also
don't
gonna
think
cost
Johnny
you more
knows about
money.
that part.
It's also gonna cost more money.
Yeah, I don't think you're
To have-
going based on the feedback that you guys discussed. For the look of it.
Yeah, because I think he's gonna get what we spoke about
With
at
the,
the
with
last
the
meeting,
flag, with the.
with the two
color.
lines,
Yeah.
yes. And
Very
I
I
think,
mean, you can
Very
bring,
drab.
the quote of the one you're working on and he brings
Yeah.
his and maybe like
Right.
you guys have two different,
I think. the
Styles,
side-
two different styles.
because I
And
think
like
that
that you
one,
have different ideas and maybe you guys like one more than the other and that's it.
I think the one with the, wasn't the flag with the two lines and then the Miami Lakes seal on the back? I think that's what it was. But whatever, bring whatever quote you
Bring
want
it,
and
it
we'll
doesn't
compare
matter,
it to
because it
Johnny's
gives you
and see what
options.
happens. And we'll take it from there.
And then the wording, there's also wording that you can put, you got the going with you. I don't have any with me. I was saying put Public Safety Committee on the circular part of the coin. You know, the words on one side of it. I don't know, we could do that, we don't have to, but I think we have to identify that we're Miami Lakes
Get your
Public
quote,
Safety.
get your quote like that, if you want, and let Johnny bring whatever it was we discussed, and then we could.
So anybody
compare
who's got an
prices.
idea or see something they like, send a picture, you know, print it.
So we can compare prices, and then we compare which one looks better,
Yeah.
and we'll take it from there.
And there's also, just so you know, when you get your prices and your quotes, there's a decision to make about the metal itself. You know, if it's just something like. Just something circular like this with no engraving or whatever around the sides, it's very plain. And you can do that or not do that, so there's too many choices. And we haven't discussed them all, we just talked about the wording. But I like the idea that it's not plain and flat like a. It's got no feel to the engraving. What's the word I'm trying to say?
Okay, so
You know
get
what
that
I'm
one,
getting
get
at?
the quote
Okay.
with everything that you want on it, and we'll compare it to
I
Johnny.
know what I was gonna say too. The one with the flag with the red and the blue, very dull. The coloring is very, very dull. So you gotta, you know, put your get on the enamel that they use. And there's a lot of choices. So, yeah, it would, and that's not just somebody who's been designated as someone, if you want to submit something, let's come up with
I had given something to Brian.
some in your hand, ideas. You're welcome to do so as well.
I think I remember us talking about going, the simplest one was, the thin blue and red line.
Yeah.
And then having the town any lakes.
town limit at the back.
And that's it.
So let Johnny get that quote, you get the one that you want with all the things you want, and we'll see which is nicer
There you go.
compared to pricing, and we'll make a decision.
Well, the
Well,
thing
you're
is
making
too,
sense today.
Yeah, I get lucky once in a while.
You're making sense, buddy.
Well, maybe I just wanna get out of here early.
I like that. Boy, we're good today.
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna ask for opinions. I'm gonna ask for opinions. So I know what I'm doing. I know we're going back a little bit. I didn't get a chance to ask, so I'm gonna ask them. This Veterans Day Parade. Okay,
So this isn't on the agenda.
it's 8A,
No, 80 is the
No,
Veterans
no.
Committee 9/11 event.
right,
Yeah, we're not talking about parades. He brought up the parade now.
Yeah, that was just part of his public comment.
right, and can I make a comment on that?
Yeah, that's
Does anybody here, this is so messed up because we don't have quorum. Does anybody here want to be marching in anybody parades, any parades? If not, then I volunteer and I usually work the check-in desk table. So. Was that lightning?
Yeah.
Nice. So, anybody want to be in a parade?
I've done the veterans before, and, I've been in the parade, but I haven't marched it, like walked it. I've been in the parade, in the golf cart and,
You're talking as a public safety group,
right,
because individuals do it. You're talking as the committee.
I can tell you that on my end, as the one who organizes the parade, I don't need an answer right now. We haven't started.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's what I said.
no, but I mean, in terms of
I'm
the,
just getting opinions
in
here.
terms of the parade logistics,
all of it.
I do walk on, but not in the fun way. In terms of parade logistics,
I was everywhere on that day.
I don't need an answer right now. So you guys are welcome to
think she-
think
I
about
He
it.
said, don't give me that work right
In
now.
other words, you got enough on her
I
plate.
need to get through
There's
You got
next.
enough right
There's
now.
another new one, there's another new one. I'm just throwing this out there. There's, National Night Out,
Yes.
is
that's-
your
no.
department taking
Yes.
part in that?
Every year,
What does it consist of, please? And, are we as a committee a part of that,
so normally
or
it's normally at the park. Over here at Veterans Park in a pavilion. And last year we teamed up with Corrections, they came out. But I'm not 100% sure yet. It looks like there's gonna be some changes. It's not confirmed, but what they wanna do is to set something up here at the station, and then people will come to the station. Because at the park, nobody's going to the park. I'm telling you, it's a flop. So we talked about it, maybe doing it here at the station, we open up the back, people can come to the back. You know, it's like not a station tour, but just come to the station and talk to us. And go from there, but it's not confirmed yet.
okay. So, once you get it confirmed, we can decide to attend it individually or
Right, like,
as a committee and maybe put a table somewhere
That's a
with
good
our
night.
banner and that type of
That's a
thing.
good night to hand out all the crime prevention stuff.
Yeah.
Put it on the table and let them, people take it.
If they, if we're going into their quarters. I've only been in there once, and that
Outside,
was this
probably.
year.
Probably
You know.
outside, before let people go in the parking lot, set up. Table with all the little handouts and our banner.
Is
Just
that
an
a
idea.
nighttime thing?
Yeah, it's in the.
30, I think. Around 6:30 was it?
So it's nighttime, we need lights and all that jazz and no mosquitoes.
Well, it's not gonna go past more than 2 hours. And it's
No,
daylight till
no.
8:30.
2 hours.
Yeah, people come a little bit and then they take off.
Okay, we can.
It should be good.
We can think about it. and we'll-
Just wear long pants just in case.
Yeah, some meat shorts. Okay, there's nothing else to vote on. Anybody got any other?
You guys haven't gone through new business 8A.
To our what? 8A? Well, that's the other part too, is do we want to collaborate with the Veterans Committee and if there's a parade, be in the parade or?
So I've already gone ahead and has drafted what this view event. Hello, yes. This staff has already kind of drafted what we want, what we're suggesting this 9/11 event look like now that are moving it from, sorry, now that we are moving it from Veterans Park to Town Hall.
And this is,
So this is-
I'm sorry.
8/8, 9/11.
Okay, sorry.
I don't need to go. So yeah, that's just to give you an idea.
Let me tell you, I love it. I'm trying to write about it. I love it. Yeah, and it's so much simpler, but yet it
But in
it
a, yeah,
drives the message.
so yeah, this would be the idea. That's the setup. You see the speaker, then it's very small speaker stage, the bell. The memorial, right? The wreath. And
fire
the
brings
fire
the bell.
truck and then the police. And
Fire
then we
brings
would
the
just talk to
bell.
fire about how to do the flag correctly, the hanging and all that.
Mhm.
So that would really be the look of it, and I just wanted to share that with you because if you guys are okay with this look, this is kind of also based on the feedback that they talked with Bill from the Veterans Committee. So that's kind of what we're imagining. And we're open to feedback from you guys.
The only thing is, that if they're gonna do it the actual day, a lot of people are working.
Yeah.
Like, I know I won't be able to attend.
The idea for that one is definitely to do it day of.
Right.
I know,
Yeah.
I know it's that, but even on the weekends, it's always, it seems to be always a small crowd
Yes.
anyways, because it's not like, a happy, fun
Yeah.
event. That's just the nature
No, I'm
of
okay with
it,
it.
yeah.
So please collaborate that we're on 8A and it's gonna be at Veterans Park.
No,
No, this is town hall.
he switched, it.
That's
they
actually-
they wanna switch it
They
to
want
here.
to switch it to here.
Okay. It's not Veterans.
And I wanna be clear, cause I think the hesitation you guys had last time it was discussed was the cost of it. But there really is no cost associated to this event unless you guys are trying to add
Let's
new
reimburse
parts to it, like. I mean, I have ideas for things you may wanna add to it that may may have a cost to them, but again, that's totally up to you guys. I think it would be nice to maybe have like a nice little coffee station for them there. He mentioned breakfast. At that point, now we're talking costs.
Yeah.
But that's for you guys to decide.
Well,
In terms of like setup itself, there's not a cost to it. And also there is always an opportunity to drive in sponsors for that event. Given that it's so small too, you may be able to leverage that.
And he's gonna give us, I guess, whatever portion of their budget they use for this, so I don't know how much.
They don't,
Oh, okay.
because the event is, it doesn't cost anything other than as of recently now, they do work with like a local restaurant and they end up getting sponsors for the food. But that's really it.
Line item, but not really an amount, right?
Yeah, it's not really an amount. I can go back and double check, but as far as I know, no. Well, I can't help you with it.
right, so this collaboration with Veterans Committee, you're saying to me that they're gonna be having something at Town Hall.
This is us
Regarding
proposing
9/11.
based on what has happened in the previous years. Staff is suggesting this for you guys, so I'm providing it to you guys to see if you have any feedback on this.
Maybe, Nancy, have you been to that event at the park where there's a bunch of flags on the floor?
Because I've seen.
Yeah, we've been there.
Okay, that event, instead of having that event there. Scratching the flags, not because nobody wants the flags, it's because there's a lot involved in getting the teamwork to put the flags out and all that. Scratching that, moving it over here. To
For
town
the
hall
Veterans Memorial.
and doing it in front of the Veterans Memorial and doing something, so
Small.
the thing, but without the flags. And then doing everything, just
Without
moving it
the
over.
mini flags.
And
there's
then,
still
and then you're
flags.
saying maybe something inside town.
No.
No, just doing
No,
everything,
at
there.
all,
Just
just
like if we
there.
were there
Mhm.
at the park, and if it's a bad day or something, you move it.
Then
in.
your
Yeah.
plan B is
You're just
inside.
moving location basically,
location.
and not using the little flags all over.
And more importantly, the difference is also the fact that it's now involving public safety when it's.
Yeah, 'cause he wants
it
to
has
hand it
been
off.
Veterans. Yeah, I know Jonathan had a discussion with veterans. And he did feel that it was more of a public safety.
I'm not seeing, I'm missing something with the connection of 9/11 and the police.
First responders.
First
That's why they're
responders.
throwing it to the
So-
public safety.
They're seeing us as first responders and that type of thing. Anything that we do would be. So somebody mentioned coffee and.
I'm just saying those are things you can add to the
But
event
it's
if
gonna
you
be
like.
outside, we're not coming inside, that was what I was trying to clarify.
So yeah, the event is outside.
Everything's
If
outside.
it's a plan, but they do have plan B of the inside in case it rains.
Only.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have the coffee and Danish
Or you can
outside.
have-
as
Well,
long as
that's
it's
what
not
I'm gonna
raining.
say, if it's strictly outside based on weather only. If we simply do something like coffee and Danish, that's something that can be moved and kept outside or inside, anything else beyond.
Yeah, it's
It's-
very small logistics,
And it
so,
doesn't take, it only lasts, what, maybe an hour then?
not even.
If that.
Yeah,
I
so
think the
that's a
ceremony is
lot
very
of-
short itself.
I think 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I wanna say 45 minutes. Presidential colors.
But he's
Speeches.
passing it on to public safety, and I'm wanting to know
He wants to, we'd have to vote
what
on it.
we're going to do. Yeah, that's what I'm looking.
Well, that
to
would
get
be,
the-
you guys would plan it, so you would input the ideas on what you want the event to look like.
You know, I'm not familiar with what they did, so that we could
Well,
continue with.
let me
So what
explain it
at the
to you.
park? What at
It's
the park?
very simple.
That's what I don't.
It's very simple. They just bring out, they connect with fire, make sure that some of the fire reps are available. Cause they give the speeches of some of, I think the speeches are what, based on like some of the last calls.
He
things like
said the
that.
biography.
Like memorials of these
biographies
people
yeah,
that passed
the
away.
Okay.
Passed in 9/11.
Yeah, yeah, it's all remembrance of that, but in terms of what you guys would be helping with, that's also the idea here, like the flags. That was the biggest work related to that event, and now that we're not doing it, it takes away a lot of those logistics. So it's just putting out a couple of chairs, we have staff that can do that. The fire trucks, it's just confirming them, hey, you guys are available, this works for you, okay, cool, we need this from you. And telling police what we need, that's really all of it. Anything you guys wanna add to the events, food, drinks, or anything else, ideas you guys may have, that's really what you would work on.
Is there any idea that you have now? You think of something and then, or find out what other places are doing or whatever and make suggestions. So that we're doing more than just, because let's say that we decide we're gonna do something for coffee and my family would call it coffee and. So if we wanna do that, there's a company that we can hire that comes and does that, so we don't have to do so much of it. So out of our budget, we would just pay for that.
That's appropriate.
So that's real simple right then and there. If you're doing something in the morning, you know, I'm not looking to hand out sandwiches and meals and all that other business.
No,
But
coffee and
people will
Danish.
come if you do the coffee and Danish.
That's,
Coffee and bagels from Einstein.
yeah,
It's super simple, not very
There's
expensive.
somebody that Elderly Affairs, I'm gonna check with Elderly Affairs. There's somebody that they used recently, the coffee and the Danish or whatever was unreal. And they're kind of new, so that's why I'm not familiar with who they recently used, because we've got a new chairperson.
so they might be, the
Um,
prices might still be, pretty compatible. if they're
I'm
trying
not
to get-
familiar, I'm the one that processes all the invoices and I'm not familiar with anything
They
related to
just
Danish.
recently did something. Recently did.
Where was
something
it?
with coffee,
Roberto Alonso?
Perhaps it was there.
Because there was a senior day that happened last month,
Just
and it was
recently.
not Elderly Affairs, though. It was an outside company that came and did that event. That's why I'm wondering, if you're talking about them, then we don't have the
I'm
information.
not sure,
They
but
put together the
usually,
event.
the reason why I mentioned Elderly Affairs is because they usually do coffee and.
No, that's why, are you referring to the lectures in here?
Yeah, there was somebody here.
Okay, well,
Recently.
Elderly Affairs normally just does Panera. They do coffee and they're the ones that normally do pastries.
Yeah.
So it's
All right.
Panera.
We have time to figure it
We'll-
out.
We'll figure it out. I'll
Well,
take
the idea is,
suggestions.
if you guys do want that, please bring a quote or an estimate to next meeting. If not, we're not moving forward.
All right, so let's stick with, if you know somebody and you know somebody and I know somebody, or I'll check with who the other committees have used and go with something like that. When it's, here's the bottom line.
Okay, but
We've got a
gotta
lot of money in our account. And we need
use it or
to
lose it.
spend it, because we're gonna lose it, and we were already talking about going and asking for more money, and it's the $4,000 range. So-
How much is it that they can move without going to council? 599?
700, under 700, but it has to be related to a line item they already have.
Nancy,
And that is-
I don't know, I have to check.
Get them.
Because they can just move the $500 that say it costs.
They're not gonna
It's over.
They're gonna ask
That'll
us
be
how
a
many people.
simple move.
Maybe we should say
I have a feeling
80 people.
for that, I have a feeling for that, you're not going to, especially if you keep it outside. We don't come inside just to do coffee, and I wouldn't do that.
Well, but you got the, you got the police that are gonna be there, the firemen that are gonna be there, and then whoever else shows up. So would it be safe to say maybe 80 people, or is that?
I
No.
think it's less, it's
No.
maybe 40.
Yeah.
I would go based
Awesome.
off of 40. It's not, that's why we felt that we could move it in that small
Same,
area,
yeah.
because it's not that many.
But the good thing about like something like that, you have them set up is, let's say there's only 20 people, that's fine, but. Those 20 people, then it's, hey guys, the rest of the guys that couldn't make it. When you get a chance, come by and get some. Fire guys that are somewhere else that couldn't make it, wait, come over real quick, and we have some coffee here for you guys, I'll see. You know?
But.
And having it here, their staff can come over
Yeah,
also
so,
and get
but we
stuff.
still need a number, like to get a quote, they're gonna ask us, well, how many people? So we
I
gotta
would be
know our number.
comfortable with 50. I think 50 is more than.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with the officers and the firemen, hey, go get some.
Absolutely. yeah.
It is a very small event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So 50. I mean,
That's
we can
very
always
cool.
add, okay. Cause the first thing they ask is when you're trying to get a quote, how many people?
Are we going to have, a table and, a tent and our,
Those are the logistics you guys need to discuss. That's
well,
what you.
we're only gonna need one table if you're gonna have coffee. And, right?
You mean for
The setup.
the setup for, okay.
So one table and one tent, and that way you can
That's
put
what
the
I'm saying,
banner in
table
front
and
of the.
tent, we've got a banner,
That's it.
we just need a table.
Now, let me tell you what, have you been to it? Do you remember? having been
At
to it?
Veterans Park.
It's just a little,
The full-
like a
A podium,
podium
couple chairs.
and the tents for people for, for the sun and stuff, but not, that's it. It's not more, it's very basic.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the tent,
It's not different vendors and
Yeah.
whatever, like.
No.
No.
I'm just saying,
Not an event
I'm just
here.
saying the
No,
tent,
it's not a bad
because
thing.
you could put the coffee and the Danish under the tent on the table and you put your banner in the front of the table and
That's
that's it.
what I'm saying,
And
and that's it.
depending, and depending on who you choose for catering, if you do decide to go that route, in terms of catering, I mean lunch or whatever you guys decide. They sometimes just bring the stuff themselves, you don't even have to worry about it. So it just depends on what you guys are looking.
Well,
Easy, coffee and Danish,
If you-
especially if it's in the morning.
if you've dealt with. For now, let's call him a vendor. If you've dealt with a vendor who already does all that and takes care of all that and the setup and all that thing, let me know.
Well, for
And
coffee, I did share one with you guys a few weeks ago. I sent you guys a coffee one that they had used for an elderly event. So they bring their whole car and they just take care of everything.
Well, that's, you know, I'm not even thinking money anymore. Did you don't have the paperwork with our budget. How much money we spent on this?
Yes, it is part of your addendum packet.
Yeah, I want you all to look at that amount of money that we still got,
I know.
okay? And there's no way in heck we're gonna ask for more money when we sit here with this. Now, am I? Because I'm confused with everything in dates. We have to have a public safety committee, like our breakfast or whatever, this year, so that's what's on this budget, am I right? We haven't had that yet.
No, that's.
So that takes about $4,000. So we don't have a lot of money.
No, because we're not doing, remember, we're not doing the hotel and all that stuff.
That's true.
So it's gonna be,
So we need to get that quote in order to know what we're gonna be able to do for this other event. So we can wait, I know it's gonna be amazing.
but we're expecting we're not gonna spend as much, so there's gonna be plenty of money for that event and more.
But I want us to be able to do a lot of things. I'm still not crazy about delivering those meals. We'll see how that goes this year.
Right, we can always revisit it.
Yeah.
It's
And
just to do
then,
something
and
new.
then that's when we ask for more money to revisit, because the prices, after COVID, those prices have gone sky high.
Let me tell you something, the other day, somebody brought, like an appreciation thing, they brought a bunch of sandwiches. to The station, little sandwiches, tons of them. Nancy, that was great. Everybody was happy, nice little sandwiches,
You don't know
From,
what committee it might have been?
no, it wasn't a committee. It was,
Private person.
private person. They were from, I think Jersey Mike's or one of those little tiny sandwiches. They were perfect. Everybody was happy. You know, that if you put even a box of sandwiches, public safety committee,
Done.
I sent her an email, guys, the public safety sent her an email, thank you very much. Everybody's super happy. It doesn't have to be anything
Thanks.
big, fancy.
Good.
You bring cookies, people are
I'm
happy.
gonna
I'm-
task you,
you know,
task you with finding out who that was.
Yeah, I'll ask to see who.
Let me know.
But what I'm trying to say is
I'll
that whoever it was doesn't matter in that sense. What matters is, I mean, I think it was Jersey Mike's. It was like little sandwiches.
And we
get-
could.
Yeah, but you want a good sandwich. so-
After we deliver these breakfasts, I mean, this food, if down the road we have money left over for any reason, we could just send,
Yeah.
another day, send
Yeah.
something else.
And
We're gonna use it.
Yes, you're gonna use it up there like that,
Yeah.
absolutely. The cookies.
That will always be
anything. Yes,
appreciated.
yes, of course.
There shouldn't be money on the table this year. We're gonna be good. We're gonna figure it out.
No, that's
Even if we have to
right.
send
You know,
cookies and these guys gain a little bit of weight.
Or Nancy has to bake again.
We'll knock it out. We'll be good.
All right.
Okay, so those are our ideas.
Okay, before we adjourn, I just wanted to give some information for what part with that. Well, before the adjournment, we'll just add some information for this. For the public safety committee too. If that's okay.
Before we do that. Are you our new member? No, because he's supposed to be out of town. You're just here to visit.
I am, yes, I just.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I've been out of town for 5-7 years, so it's back into DC.
Because I think we told you on the opening that we had.
These are public, right? Considered.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
of course,
yeah.
And sorry about the late.
But that's okay. That's okay. Okay.
Usually there's more people, so that we don't have four.
All good.
Yeah, we don't go so crazy like this.
So for the summer. Normal, regular routine for Main Street is 2 officers Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now for the summer, we upped it to 3 officers per night. Because the kids are out and about, and unfortunately, they're not being accompanied. So we have a lot of unaccompanied minors, and that's what we're fighting. Already we had a situation where some units observed a guy that was just walking around, acting very suspicious. They went up to talk to him. The guy started running. They chased him down. He had a gun. Turned out to be a 17-year-old minor with a gun on Main Street that had been emancipated as an adult because he should be at home on house arrest for a homicide, not a homicide, involuntary manslaughter. And he went straight to jail. Not instead of like the juvenile, he went straight to TGK. So that's the type of stuff that, you know, we deal with. Luckily, that's not the norm, but
Yeah,
goes to show how
those one.
helping, yeah. Filing officer is helping, so that's the difference. I just want to talk about that for now for the summer. 3, 3, and 3.
What's the, this, as far as, what's the age cutoff for anything under 18?
Right,
You have to be
right.
accompanied by adult,
17 and under.
17 and under, you have to be.
Yeah, you have to be.
That
and then sometimes
rule
what
is for
happens is-
Main Street or,
That's for Main Street. What happens sometimes is, the 19-year-old brother shows up and goes on and like, look, you're just as bad as a 17-year-old. So if we don't see a parent, you gotta go. And then it's, oh, no. You gotta go. And then Main Street, the Grants gets involved. No, we don't want you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Go complain to wherever you want, because that was how
They were getting around.
they were getting around it, you know, you get a 19-year-old and then 20, 12, 13-year-olds that all they're doing is running around causing mayhem. They're not there, they're not consuming, they're not just at the movie theater and then waiting for the parents. No, they're running around all night, causing mayhem, so. But it's, unfortunately, it's being mitigated.
Okay. Good stuff.
We can't even make a motion to adjourn.
Well, no, you can say, like, you can.
we could say,
Okay,
it's time for the town hall is closed.
all right, so you're gonna do it, Nancy? You're gonna call the time?
Adjourn the meeting at, let's say 8:15.
Okay, and then our next meeting?
4th Tuesday of next month.
23rd, July.
What do you think?
Come on, Brady.
Oh, I mean, you guys always meet on the same.
It's the 4th Tuesday
Just
of
put in the note, so,
I don't know, sorry if I wasn't.
July 23rd.
July 23rd.
which,
There you go.
which I told you I'm not gonna be here, so, and Omar's not here, so I could tell him about it.
You guys are missing too
I
many
mean,
days.
He'll
right?
At the
probably
meeting-
check in with me tonight.
At the meeting, they will have to just figure it out.
Okay,
They-
I just wanted to give a heads up.
Yeah.
We change the date.
Up to you guys.
I'll just
No.
do the stuff for the chief gives you, right?
Yes.
You did.
All righty. We're good.
Any public announcements? All right.